that. Okay, that is. I absolutely adore this video now. So I looked up how to fix the Twitch black screen while streaming using Restream, and this YouTuber named Willie Streams, absolute godsend, because all the thing had said on Reddit was to change the output. I am very much a visual learner, and I cannot, I can't really do something without knowing how to achieve this first. And I managed, so like I need something visual to latch onto if I can't learn it myself. So I am absolutely thrilled about this. You do not even know. Holy shit. Okay, so I guess we're going to be streaming for a little bit today. Or a little bit more. Okay. Given that we have a success, I'm going to drop the links. Oh my god, I am thrilled to bits about this. You do not even know. I am thrilled. Oh my god. I am so thrilled. I am so thrilled. And the video actually runs so much better now. At least as far as I'm seeing. I mean, like, yeah, even on the restream thing, it's running so much better. Like, oh my god. Okay, okay. So since that's the case, it's time to draw. And if anybody decides to join me, please keep in mind that oh, yay, we actually reached the excellent level at some point. Yippee! Oh, I'm so happy about this. I am so happy about this. I am thrilled to bits. Literally thrilled to bits. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me see if I can, right, I need to pull up the stream chat docs eventually. And by that I mean I need to... Ooh, okay, I need to test something real quick. If stream dies, it's because it closed down Restream, so I'm sure there will be a backup. It should be fine though. Emphasis on should be. But of course it's being finicky. Oy vey. Yeah, it's being a little bit finicky, but that's okay. I can just rely on the restream thing to display comments and such for me. In the meantime, what should I play for my Spotify playlist? Because I'm pretty sure... Actually, you know what? I've seen, or I've heard Shoto. He's a... I actually kind of watch clips of him and stuff like that. Honestly, it's kind of funny. He had been playing Envy Baby by Canaria. So I don't know. It's probably gonna be fine if I play from my playlist, right? Maybe. I would think as much, at least. Now what should I play? Wait, please tell me I put an NB baby in here. Yes, I did. Yes. Okay, let's see. Is that picking up? Oh. Oh, I'm so thrilled about this. You do not even know. 6,000, and that's all you needed to fix that little thing. I am so happy about that. Okay, I need to pull up the reference sheet that I made for Carmen. Oh, hello. You immediately got blasted with my comms, well, not comms, files and shit like that. Not that it really matters. I don't really care. Back here. Pull up. Bep. Where? Right. Finished artwork. PNG tuber. There it is. It's going to pull it up on this display because this is my main one. Huh. Come on, work with me here. There we are. Okay. I kind of think that maybe I should make it a bit more chaotic. Their hair, I mean. Considering, like, as sleek as it looks, I don't know, it just... I don't know. Would this even bounce super well? Like... Shit! I might do a funny and start voice acting as well, because frankly, voice acting is kind of a stim for me, I think, because I absolutely love pulling voices and such. Ooh! I actually have my Edgar Allan Poe book nearby. I could read some. Hold on. Is Sherlock Holmes public domain? He is in the public domain. Every story. I could read some Sherlock Holmes. I might very well do that. It's long stories, but like, oh my god. That's fantastic. I love that. I might have to put together a calming playlist for that, but classical music will always work for that if need be. I should probably... Oh god. Bald. Okay. So... Oh, I forgot I gave myself a nose bridge piercing because honestly, I would get a nose bridge piercing if I had the money. I'm always in your place, but don't you see, my dear, I am your doppelganger. I have your face, so love me, 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 love me more. Fuck. You'll never, never, ever, never, ever meet another me. That should probably be something I should check really quickly. If test 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 is not, in fact, a testing thing that like I had thought, and it's in fact a game or something. Yeah, no, it's just... I'm sorry. Oh, it's Arva. Okay. I follow a lot of smaller VTubers and larger VTubers alike. I enjoy supporting others. I don't want to play this song. Also, I'm worried that, like, I'm going to be, like, breaking copyright or something. I know for a fact that literally most classical music is not, in fact, is, like, public domain. Why is there pings like that? Hold on. Oh, not that one, not that one, not that one. There we are. Finally. Ooh. Sorry, there's a cover that I need to just watch for like 5 seconds in order to get it up. Okay. Dark Royalty Core. That works. Harley. You snore like a freight train. One moment, I'm gonna go say hi to her.
Hello, baby. Hello, honey. You snore so loud. I can hear you through my headphones. I can. You're such a stinker. You're stinking up my bed. Look at you. Stinking up my bed.
You don't even mind, do you? You're so cute. I can't believe this. So precious. I love you, you know that? Oh, you stretched your paws. Guys, she stretches out her paw when she's pet. Hold on, I've got to see if I can record this. Oh, joy. I'm making messes. But to be honest, I always make a mess. Hi. Do you see this? Oh, you don't like being recorded, do you? You don't. Oh, you're so mad. Look at her. Absolute worst thing in the world. I love her to pieces. I could... Huh. I think... Oh, right, I put it up. I'm an idiot. Considering Sherlock Holmes is read mostly within the perspective of John, with a few appearances of, where the hell did I put the first book? Oh, wait, did I never not, did I? Oh boy, I'm not even halfway through reading that damn book. I know that it's around here. Where the fuck did I put it? Also, yeah, I stream from my bedroom because I, honest to God, don't have anywhere else to stream. Because that would mean having to move everything and all that shit. Ooh! I could read Arsène Lupin as well. That's... I'd have to check if that's public domain. But where's my Sherlock Holmes book? I'm not even through it. Oh! I'm an idiot. So, since I was praying to Athena once, because yes, I do sometimes work with, deities, I decided to, I was feeling very anxious about grades last semester, because even if I am a mediocre student, to say the least, due to procrastination and such. What was that, Harley? She just spun in a circle and then flopped down. What is wrong with you? I love you so much. You are the worst and I love you. You're the worst and I absolutely love you. Here, get covered up, idiot. This little shit likes to surf likes to surf beds. Even though she has a bed in my parents' room, she often will stay in here with me. So it's kind of fun. Let me see. Maybe I could see... I just need something with a lot of variations in voices. I could do a live reading of The Walrus and the Carpenter, even though I recorded that one. Oh well. It's fine. I'll figure something out. It'll probably be The Walrus and the Carpenter, since that's my favorite thing in the entire fucking world. Ooh. Whomst?
One. One, one. One, one.
I don't know why I'm barking in Japanese, I just am. Well, I know why. I've made it a habit, kind of, to, when I'm bored, watch stuff while at the dinner table, because my family still eats as a family, even though we all want to, most of us, Bub and I, I say Bub, I mean my little brother, that's my affectionate nickname for him. My little brother and I, we enjoy watching our own videos and stuff while eating, because we need stimulus. Also, the day long and hard, video soft and warm. I jest, obviously, but, oh right, I forgot to do the fucking thing and set up the audio. You're an idiot, Carmen. Valentine and Carmen, I don't really care. Both of them are me. You're an idiot, Carmen. Thanks, Carmen. You're welcome, Carmen. This one will work, right? Dun. Yeah, get out of here, ads. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you. Oh Oh, it's this thing? Oh, God. So, fun fact about the Moonlight Sonata. Uh, when I was in choir, my teacher would sometimes play that and have us, like, have the kids in our class, massage one another's shoulders to get us to loosen up. And I'm like, I appreciate it, man, but I don't like being touched. Not without warning, and it was not with warning for the most part. Hell yeah. That should still be turned down a bit. There we go. How does one draw hair? I want to know your wicked ways. Teach me. Trying to draw hair that is your own texture while you can't even classify your own texture of hair is hard. Because, I don't know what the hell kind of texture my hair is, considering I've been trying to figure out what it is lately so I can better take care of it. Because for years, when I wore it long, like, like the model does now, you know, I guess you could say me, but since it's just a model in the concepting stage right now, I don't really know. Point is, even though I kind of like would just brush it out and nothing else. I mean, I'd put in detangler, but I was also somebody who just didn't put a lot of effort into their hair because they didn't think they needed to. But I've been trying to change that around, and I've been trying to take better care of both my skin and my hair because it makes me feel better when I do that. So, I have Vexus Vile to actually think a little bit on that because, I mean, he's also been trying to better take care of himself, which I honestly admire. But, like, uh, it's actually his, like, somebody was, either he had put, a gua sha thing on his, I probably butchered that pronunciation, but either he or somebody had suggested to put, that kind of stuff on his throne, and it inspired me actually to look into ways to better, tend to my own skin, since it's very scaly, and or on my cheeks at least, and often feels very dry and gross. And I didn't like that, so because gross, tense, dry, flaky skin feels terrible. And I was wanting to find ways to tend to my acne anyways, so I was just like, why not? Um, and that's what led me into looking into ways to take care of my skin, like a good routine and stuff like that. And sometimes I don't have the energy. I found out that doing it every day is not exactly possible for me because sometimes I just really, really don't want to go through all the trouble that is getting up, getting my exfoliant if it's one of those days, or getting the rag or whatever to wash off my face. Because I shower like every other day or so. Well, I shower every day when it's a school day, and then on the weekends I only shower on Sunday, but that's because I have school the next day. And the whole reason we don't shower on weekends, I don't really know. But sometimes, just I don't want to go through all the trouble of cleaning my face and all that. Like, it's I just don't want to do it, so I don't. And this last weekend in particular, that was one of the first times I actually, because weekend prior to that, I had actually started the routine. And while yes, I did kind of forget, it was mostly just I didn't want to really, really badly. So, if you find me gross for not showering on the weekends, I only shower if I have some place to go, so. Or if I feel gross, which is also plausible. More plausible than you think. Most of the time I just forget to, or I don't want to really badly, because I'm busy usually when it happens. And then I forget. And then, rinse, repeat. This actually feels really fitting for like a winter ball, not gonna lie. The music, I mean. How far does oh, down to their ass, damn. I mean, I did want to make it very, very long. So, I don't know if this was just a me thing because I didn't properly take care of my hair because I didn't know how to. I was just told to brush it out and go from there. I didn't know that there was ways to tend to your hair based off its texture. Though now that I do, I'm very grateful of knowing that. But when I was little, or back towards my sophomore year of high school, actually, because that was around the time that my hair was at its longest. Was it my sophomore year? No, it was the end. It was towards the end of the first semester of my freshman year. God, it's really been that long. I had been growing out my hair since about 5th grade. And, my hair was always this level of wavy. And that was because I had been consistently brushing it out, I learned. Like, as in, like, not using a fine tooth, or a wide tooth comb. Like, physically using a brush with bristles on it that would not have helped it at all. Like, not even the hog hair bristles or whatever. No, it's like those plastic ones that you get at the store. And like, I was going to say cheap there, but even then, there's nothing wrong with a cheap hairbrush. If it gets the job done, it gets the job done, in my opinion. But of course, I didn't know that, like, my hair needed specific types of... I actually like it when it's more dramatic. I like my hair... I would want my hair to be more wavy when I grow it back out to that length again. Because, I mean, I cut my hair into layers for a reason. Oh, you know what? I could try streaming Identity V again, but I don't really know if I want to do that. Is there anybody joining us right now? No. To be fair, it's past midnight. I don't really know what I want to do with their hair, actually. So I guess... Because... Here's my dilemma. I know I want one of the bangs to cover the eyes, and I know I want long hair. But I don't know what style I want the long hair to be in, and I don't know how long I want it to be in. Part of me says as long as you can go, and the other part says short. And I mean, it is going to be interchangeable in the same way that Abaddon's is. Speaking of, I have got to find out how his model does that. So, you know. In the meantime, I suppose that I guess I'll close down. No, I'll just... What'll I do, actually? Huh. What shall I do? Maybe I should just display an image. But what image should I display? Oh, the mod manager updated. Do I really want to put that up there, though? Well, yes, but... Memes. Oh. Oh, that would be perfect. That would be absolutely amazing to put up there. I should probably refill my drink before I start reading too. No. 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 Let's try this one. Oh, there's nothing I really want to show there. Shame. Oh well, I guess my stream end screen will be perfect. So I guess this works. That being said, I'm going to go and refill my drink. I'm gonna change the title actually. Test stream. Onto oh, you know what? I think I should onto reading some stuff. Gonna update both. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to update the thingies. I'm feeling silly. Oh, do you not like me doing that, or are you just being silly goofy? Oh, being silly goofy? Being silly goofy? Silly goofy? Alright, I'm going to just really quickly bop in and see if somebody's still streaming. They're not. Okay, one moment. Let me get my drink. I should clean up after myself as well. Never hurts. I've returned with my tea. I'm about to sit down and read you all some stories. How's that sound? Alright, so I think if I go with Sherlock Holmes, since I'm right in the middle of a story right now there, yeah. I'll probably start from the very beginning. So that would be, which is it? A Study in Scarlet, right. Ooh. Wait, I forgot that the first bit is, like, actually a tiny bit important. Okay. On the significance of Boswell's, but is this actually... We will ignore the 1900 vignette of Sherlock Holmes baffled, in which Watson was ungraciously not invited to appear. Really? Director simply did. Oh, so it's talking about the different iterations, I suppose. Here we are. Alright, here's the first bit. So, the book I am reading from is Sherlock Holmes, The Complete Novels and Stories, Volume 1. It's the Bantam Classics version, so if you want to join along in reading with me, or if you just have the example or like if you have a book of your own that you want to read alongside me with, please feel free. I am just wanting to practice voice acting, and honestly, Sherlock Holmes is one of my favorite things in the entire world, so... Part 1 being a reprint... That wonderful start to this, Carmen. Being a reprint from the reminiscences of John H. Watson, MD, late of the Army Medical Department. Chapter 1. Mr. Sherlock Holmes. In the year 1878, I took my degree of Doctor of Medicine of the University of London and proceeded to Netley to go through the course prescribed for surgeons in the army. Having completed my studies there, I was duly attached to the 5th Northumberland what Fusiliers. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, as an assistant surgeon. Wait, I think I remember this piece of trivia, but I think he has PTSD from being an army surgeon. Don't quote me on that, but I think he does. I'll read through this and check. Though of course they didn't call it PTSD back then, they called it shell shocked. Or did they? Because this is Victorian, and shell shocked came out in like during the First World War, so and that was like 18. God, when was that? I'm very terrible at remembering dates, okay? 1914, yeah, so it's several years behind, so it's probably not shell shocked. Alright. The regiment was stationed in India at the time, and before I could join it, the Second Afghan War had broken out. On landing in Bombay, I learned that my I forget that it's not corpse. My corps had advanced through the passes and was already deep in the enemy's country. I followed, however, with many other officers who were in the same situation as myself, and succeeded in reaching Kandahar in safety, where I found my regiment at once and entered upon my new duties. The campaign brought honors and promotion to many, but for me it had nothing but misfortune and disaster. I was removed from my brigade and attached to the Berkshires, with whom I served at the fatal battle of Maiwand. There I was struck on the shoulder by a Giselle bullet, which shattered the bone and grazed the subclavian artery. I should have fallen into the hands of the murderous Ghazis had it not been for the devotion and courage shown by Murray, my orderly, who threw me across a pack horse and succeeded in bringing me safely to the British lines. Worn with pain and weak from the prolonged hardships from which I had undergone, I was removed, with a great train of wound sufferers, to the base hospital at... I'm going to butcher pronouncing this, but Peshawar. Here I rallied and had already improved so far as to be able to walk around the wards, and even to bask a little upon the veranda, when I was struck down by an enteric fever, that curse of our Indian possessions. Sorry, reading some things like this just... they ick me out, but it's Victorians, man. What am I expecting? For months my life was despaired of, and when I last came to myself and became convalescent, I was so weak and emaciated that a medical board determined that not a day should be lost in sending me back to England. I was dispatched accordingly in the troop ship on Orontes, and landed a month later on the Portsmouth jetty with my health oh my god, what the fuck is this word? Irretrievably ruined. That works. But with permission from a paternal government to spend the next 9 months in attempting to improve it. I had neither kith nor kin in England, and therefore was as free as air, or as free as an income of 11 shillings and 6 pence a day will it permit a man to be. How much is that? Hold on. 11 shillings and 6 pence in today's money. Oh, somebody calculated this. It took 12 pence to make a shilling and 20 shillings to make a pound. Oh no. Around $6. But in Victorian time that was like pretty decent, I think. Maybe. I don't fucking remember. I am not somebody who calculates who calculates money very well. There it is. Under such circumstances, I naturally gravitated to London, that great cesspool into which all the loungers and idlers of the Empire are irresistibly drained. There I stayed for some time at a private hotel in the Strand, leading a comfortless, meaningless existence. God damn, man. And spending such money as I had considerably more freely than I ought to. So alarming did the state of my finances become that I soon realized that I must either leave the metropolis and rusticate somewhere in the country, or that I must make a complete alteration in my style of living. Pardon me. Choosing the latter alternative, I began making up my mind to leave the hotel and take up my quarters in some less pretentious and less expensive domicile. Fuck. On the very day that I had come to this conclusion, I was standing at the Criterion bar when someone tapped me on the shoulder, and turning around, I realized young Stamford, who had been the dresser under me at Bart's. The sight of a friendly face in the great wilderness of London is a pleasant thing indeed to a lonely man. In old days Stamford had never been a particular crony of mine, but now I hailed him with enthusiasm, and he, in turn, appeared to be delighted to see me. One moment. I am eepy. Just a little bit. Oh, he's stealing. He's stealing. Whap. Whap, whap. Whap, whap. Alright. And he in turn appeared to be delighted to see me. In the exuberance of my joy, I asked him to lunch with me at the Holborn, and we started off together in a hansom. "Whatever have you been doing with yourself, Watson?" he asked in an undisguised wonder as we rattled through the crowded London streets. "You were as thin as a lath and brown as a nut." I gave him a short sketch of my adventures, and had hardly concluded it by the time we had reached our destination. "Poor devil," he said commiseratingly, after he had listened to my misfortunes. "What are you up to now?" "Looking for lodgings," I answered, trying to solve the problem as to whether it is possible to get comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. That is a strange thing," remarked my companion. "You are the second man today that has used that expression to me." "And who was the first?" I asked. "A fellow who is working at the chemical laboratory up at the hospital. He was bemoaning himself this morning because he could not get someone to go halves with him in some nice rooms which he had found, and which were too much for his purse." "By Jove!" I cried. "If he really wants someone to share the rooms and the expense, I'm the very man for him. I should prefer having a partner to being alone." Young Stamford looked rather strangely at me over his wine-glass. "You don't know Sherlock Holmes yet," he said. "Perhaps you would not care for him as a constant companion." "Why, what is there against him?" "Oh, I didn't say there was anything against him. He is a little queer in his ideas. Gay. Sorry. I'm bisexual and in NB I can say this. I didn't say there was anything against him. He is a little queer in his ideas, an enthusiast in some branches of science. As far as I know, he is a decent enough fellow. A medical student, I suppose, said I. No, I have no idea what he intends to go in for, but I believe he is well up in anatomy and he is a first-class chemist. But as far as I know, he has never taken out any systematic medical classes. His studies are very desultory and eccentric, but he has amassed a lot of out-of-the-way knowledge which would astonish his professors. Did you never ask him what he was going in for? I asked. No, he is not a man that is easy to draw out, though he can be communicative enough when the fancy seizes him. I should like to meet him, I said. If I am to lodge with anyone, I would prefer men of studious and quiet habits. I am not strong enough yet to stand much noise or excitement. Mood. John be in a mood right now. I had enough of both in Afghanistan to last me for the remainder of my natural existence. I forgot how that line was. Yeah, that kind of does imply that he has trauma, though. I had enough of both in Afghanistan to last me for the remainder of my natural existence. How could I meet this friend of yours? He is sure to be at the laboratory, returned my companion. He either avoids the place for the... Pardon me. He either avoids the place for weeks, or else he fuck. He either works... What the fuck? This line is not that hard. He either avoids the place for weeks, or else he works there from morning till night. If you like, we will drive round together after luncheon. Certainly, I answered, and the conversation drifted away into other channels. As we made our way to the hospital after leaving Holborn, Stamford gave me a few more particulars about the gentleman whom I proposed to take as a fellow lodger. You mustn't blame me if you don't get along with him, he said. I know nothing more of him than I have learned from meeting him occasionally in the laboratory. You propose this arrangement, so you must not hold me responsible. If we don't get on with it, it will be easy to part company, I answered. It seems to me, Stamford, I added, looking hard at my companion, that you have some reasoning for washing your hands in the matter. Is this fellow's temper so formidable, or what is it? Don't be mealy-mouthed about it. It is not easy to express the inexpressible, he answered with a laugh. Holmes is a little too scientific for my tastes. It approaches to a cold-bloodedness. This man has autism, doesn't he? That actually reminds me. I had seen a theory recently, because I was wondering, considering he focuses and fixates a lot on very specific things, but he won't on others. I don't know. Seems like tism to me, as somebody who possibly has tism. I could imagine his giving a friend a little pinch of the latest vegetable alkaloid, not out of malevolence, you understand, but simply out of a spirit and inquiry in order to have an accurate idea of the effects. Mood? I wouldn't do it on a friend, but I would do that. To do him justice, I think he would have to take it himself with the same readiness. He appears to have a passion for the definite and exact knowledge. Very right, too. Yes, but it may be pushed to excess. When it comes to beating subjects in the dissecting rooms with a stick, it is certainly taking a rather bizarre shape. beating the subjects. Yes, to vary how far bruises may be produced after death. I saw him at it with my very own eyes. I admire his persistence to learn about forensics. I admire his persistence. I didn't even notice what that was alluding to when I first read this, because it's been a couple of years since I properly read this particular bit. So, dude, pardon me. And yet you say he's not a medical student. No, heaven knows what the objects of his studies are. Forensics. But here we are, and you must form your own impressions about him. As he spoke, we turned down a narrow lane and passed through a small side door which opened into a wing of the great hospital. It was familiar ground to me, and I needed no guiding as we ascended the bleak stone staircase and made our way down the long corridor, with its vista of whitewashed wall and dun-colored doors. Near the farther end, a low arched passage branched away from it and led to the chemical laboratory. I forgot that they pronounce it laboratory and not laboratory, because they're weird. They're British.
No. Hatsune Miku does not.
I need to quote that meme.
Oh, no. Hatsune Miku does not speak to British people. The only pounds I need are me pounding your mom. Sega?
Hold on, Miku. Electric chair. Hold on. I'm getting the video right now.
Excuse me? Are you British?
Hold on.
Oh no. Excuse me? Are you British? Oh no. Oh no. The Nico does not talk to British people. The only pounds I need are me pounding your mom. Sega?
I love that bit so much.
The only pounds I need are me pounding your mom. Sega?
Is that right? Oh, baby.
Baby girl, please. It's okay. Harleen, are you awake? It's okay, baby.
She's deep into sleep.
Oh, are you awake now? Harley. Hey. Are you awake? Hi, there you are. There you are. Were you having a bad dream? Were you having a bad dream? Were you having a bad dream? Aww. Are you better now? Are you no longer having a bad dream? You're so cute. Mwah. Kiss right on the nose so you can have happy dreams. I'll give you another one. Mwah. Good girl.
Sorry. I have to be a sweetheart to my baby. She is my sweetie. I love her. Okay. I should probably be going to bed here soon, so I suppose, when's the next chapter of this? There it is. Oh, it's not very far. Let's see. Let me take another drink. Much better. Broad, low. Here it is. Near the farther end of a low of an end. Near the farther end, a low arched passage branched away from it and led to the chemical laboratory. This was a lofty chamber, lined and littered with countless bottles. Broad, low tables were scattered about, which bristled with retorts, test tubes, and little Bunsen lamps. Really, they call them Bunsen lamps? Okay. Little Bunsen lamps, Bunsen lamps with their blue flickering flames. There was only one student in the room. Are you sure it's a student man? Who was bending over a distant table, absorbed in his work. Me too. At the sound of our steps, he glanced around and sprang to his feet with a cry of pleasure. I found it! I found it! And he shouted to my companion, running towards us with the test tube in his hand. I have found a reagent which is participated by hemoglobin, and nothing else. Had he discovered a gold mine, greater delight would not have shone upon his features. Dr. Watson, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, said Stamford, introducing us. How are you? He said cordially, gripping my grippling. I have grippling depression. I have grippling PTSD. How are you? He said cordially, gripping my hand with a strength for which I could hardly have given him credit. Man really said he looks like a twink, so I do not believe that he is strong. He's gripping my hand with the strength for which I could hardly have given him credit. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. How on earth did you know that? I asked in astonishment. Never mind, said he, chuckling to himself. The question now is about hemoglobin. Now doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine. It is interesting, chemically, no doubt. But practically, why, man, it is the most practical medical legal discovery for years. Don't you see that it gives us an infallible test for blood stains? Come over here now. He seized me by the coat sleeve in his eagerness and drew me over to the table at which he had been working. Let us have some fresh blood, he said, digging a long bodkin into his finger and drawing off the resulting drop into a chemical pipette. Now I add this small quantity of blood to a liter of water. You will perceive that the resulting mixture has the appearance of pure water. The proportion of blood cannot be more than 1 in a million. I have no doubt, however, that we shall be able to obtain the characteristic reaction. As he spoke, he threw into the vessel a few white crystals and then added some drops of this transparent fluid. In an instant, the contents assumed a dull mahogany color, and a brownish dust was precipitated to the bottom of the glass jar. Ha ha! He cried, clapping his hands and looking as delighted as a child with a new toy. What do you think of that? It seems to be a very delicate test, I remarked. Beautiful, beautiful! The old Guasium test... What the fuck is that word? Guayacum. Perfect. I'm gonna Guayacum. I mean, what? The old Guayacum test was very clumsy and uncertain. So this is the microscopic examination for blood What the fuck are you talking about, Sherlock? Corpuscles. Hold on, let me look up the pronunciation. Corpus. A minute body or cell in an organism, especially a red or white blood cell in the. Oh.
Corpuscle.
Corpuscle? What the absolute fuck, Sherlock? I simultaneously love and absolutely fucking despise the Victorians. So is the microscopic examination of blood corpuscles. The latter is valueless if the stains are a few hours old. Now this appears to act well as whether the blood is as whether the blood is old and new. Had this test been invented, there are hundreds of men now walking the earth who would have long ago paid the penalty of their crimes. Indeed, I murmured. Criminal cases are continually hinging upon that one point. A man is suspected of a crime months after it has been committed. His linen or clothes are examined, and brownish stains discovered upon them. Are they blood stains, or mud stains, or rust stains, or fruit stains, or what are they? That is a question which has puzzled many an expert. And why? Because there was no reliable test. Now we have the Sherlock Holmes test, and there will no longer be any difficulty. His eyes fairly glittered as he spoke, and he put his hand over his heart and bowed to me as if to some applauding crowd, conjured up by his imagination. I love him. He's so dramatic. You ought to be congratulated, I remarked, considerably surprised at his enthusiasm. That was the case of this Bon Vicious. No, this man absolutely has autism. Are you not seeing this shit? This man is rambling about court cases. No, various criminal cases. This man has autism. There was a case of Von Bischoff at Frankfurt last year. He would have certainly have been hung had this test existed. Then there was a Mason of Bradford and the notorious Muller Lefebvre of Montpellier, and Samson of New Orleans. I could name a score of cases in which it would have been decisive. You seem to be a walking calendar of crime. Oh, you seem to be a walking calendar of crime, said Stamford with a laugh. You might want to start a paper on those lines. Call it the Police News of the Past. Very interesting reading it might be made too, remarked Sherlock Holmes, sticking a piece of plaster over the prick on his finger. I have to be careful, he continued, turning to me with a smile, for I dabble with poisons a good deal. This man is me. I would be best friends with this man. We would have so much fun just dabbling in forensics. We would have so much fun. You do not even know. For I dabble with poisons a good deal. He held out his hand as he spoke, and I noticed that it was all mottled over with similar pieces of plaster and discolored with strong acids. We came here on business, said Stamford, sitting down on a high three-legged stool and pushing another one in my direction with his foot. My friend here wants to take diggings, and as you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you, I thought that I had better bring you together. Sherlock Holmes seemed delighted at the idea of sharing his rooms with me. I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, he said, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope. I always smoke a ship's self myself, I answered. That's good enough. I generally have chemicals about and occasionally do experiments. Would that annoy you? By no means. Let me see. What are my other shortcomings? I get in the dumps at times and... He's depressed. I get in the dumps at times and don't open my mouth for days on end. You must not think I am sulky when I do that. Just let me alone and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's just as well for two fellas to know the worst of one another before they begin to live it together. I laughed at this cross-examination. I keep a bullpup, I said. And I... What the fuck is a bullpup? One moment. What is a bullpup? Oh! Is that the gun that he has? Oh! Sherlock. There we are. Yeah, so... Oh... I think it's a gun because it has been said that he keeps a pistol on him at all times. Huh. I did not know that I carry a bullpup means I carry a gun. I keep a bullpup, I said, and I object to Rose because my nerves are shaken. You're traumatized, man. You have trauma. And I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I am well, but those are the principal ones at present. Do you include violin playing in your category of Rose? He asked anxiously. Oh, oh, oh! I love him. He's so silly. I forgot how much I love him in this story. I should actually change the intonation of that. Do you include violin playing in your category of Rose? He asked anxiously. It depends on the player, I answered. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one... Oh, that's all right, he cried with a merry laugh. I think that we may consider this thing as settled. That is if the rooms are agreeable to you. Where shall we see them? Call for me here at noon tomorrow, and we will go together and settle everything, he answered. All right, noon exactly, I said, shaking his hand. We left him working among his chemicals, and we walked together towards my hotel. By the way, I asked suddenly, stopping and turning to Stamford, how the deuce does he know that I had come from Afghanistan? My companion smiled an enigmatic smile. That's just his little peculiarity, he said. A good many people have wanted to know how he finds things out. Oh, a mystery, is it? I cried, rubbing my hands. This is very piquant. I am much obliged to you for bringing us together. The proper study of mankind is man, you know. You must study him, then, Stamford said as he bade me goodbye. You'll find him a naughty problem, though. I'll wager he learns more about you than you know about him. Goodbye. Goodbye, I answered, and strolled on to my hotel, considerably interested in my new acquaintance. Okay, so we finished chapter 1. I forgot how much I absolutely love the fucking goof that Sherlock is in that first story. I love how he's just so... He's so neurodivergent. Nothing about him is right. As in, nothing about him is, like... That was terribly worded. Nothing about him screams neurotypical. This man is neurodivergent as fuck. Right. I'm going to do one more thing, and that's going to be reading out loud The Walrus and the Carpenter, because I find that is that is my favorite poem thus far, and it's very fun to read. I read it once for a competition, and it was honestly one of the funner things that I had read as at the competition at all ever. So, because I had participated 2 years in a row, it was so fun. All right. The Walrus and the Carpenter by Lewis Carroll. The sun was shining upon the sea, shining with all his might. He did his very best to make the billows smooth and bright. And this was odd because it was the middle of the night. The moon was shining sulkily because she thought the sun had no business to be there after the day was done. It's very rude of him, she said, to come and spoil the fun. The sea was wet as wet could be, the sands were dry as dry. You could not see a cloud because no cloud was in the sky. No birds were flying overhead, there were no birds to fly. The Walrus and the Carpenter were walking close at hand. They were to like anything to see such quantities of sand. If this were only cleared away, they said, it would be grand. If 7 maids with 7 mops sweated for half a year, do you suppose, the Walrus said, that they could get it clear? I doubt it, said the Carpenter, and shed a bitter tear. Oh, oysters, come and walk with us, the Walrus did beseech. A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach. We cannot do with more than 4 to give a hand to each. The eldest oyster looked at him, but never a word he said. The eldest oyster winked his eye and shook his heavy head, meaning to say he did not choose to leave the oyster bed. But 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed. Their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd, because, they hadn't any feet. 4 other oysters followed them, and yet another 4. And thick and fast they came at last, and more, and more, and more. They came, ayo, sorry. Sorry, I make these jokes all the damn time. All hopping through the frothy waves and scrambling to the shore. The Walrus and the Carpenter walked on a mile or so, when they rested, and then they rested on a rock, conveniently low. And all the little oysters stood and waited in a row. The time has come, the Walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. But wait a bit, the oysters cried, before we have a chat, for some of us are out of breath, and all of us are fat. No hurry, said the Carpenter. They thanked him much for that. A loaf of bread, the Walrus said, is what we chiefly need. Pepper and vinegar, besides, are very good indeed. Now if you're ready, oysters dear, we can begin to feed. But not an oyster... What was that? But not an us, the oysters cried, turning a little blue. After such kindness, that would be a dismal thing to do. The night is fine, the Walrus said. Do you admire the view? It was so kind of you to come, and you are very nice. The Carpenter said nothing, but cut us another slice. I wish you were not quite so deaf. I've had to ask you twice. It seems a shame, the Walrus said, to play them such a trick, after we've brought them out so far, and we made them trot so quick. The Carpenter said nothing, but the butter spread too thick. I weep for you, the Walrus said. I deeply sympathize. With sobs and tears he sorted out those of the largest size, holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes. Oh, oysters, said the carpenter, you've had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again? But the answer came there none. And this was scarcely odd, because they'd eaten every one. Ta-da! That is my favorite poem of all time. Because, like, I don't know, I thought it was, I really enjoyed it when I had first read it in 6th grade, so you know. That being said, I do believe that it is time for me to go to bed. And that accidentally rhymed. I promise I'm fine. I should go to bed. I hope you all very much enjoyed joining me for this little test stream. It was scarcely an hour long. I mean, maybe around that much, if a little bit short of that. You know. Yeah, it's been a little over an hour, but, you know, it works. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I've had a lot of fun. I really enjoy reading these things out loud. It really provides me a good bit of fun, a good bit of humor. It allowed me to properly test if, you know, I could fix that one problem I was having with the God, what the fuck is it called again? It allowed me to fix the one glitch with the black screen that would just display on Twitch, so if I'm slipping in and out of an accent, that is I was reading in a British accent for like the past hour or so, so it's kind of just natural, I guess. That being said, thank you all so much for joining me. I'll probably be clipping from this stream and later stream or earlier streams later today or later this week, I guess. So, goodbye everyone. I've been Carmen Eros, and it has been an absolute pleasure having you here by me. Bye!